Baruch Hashem, it is day number 235 of our daily study of Rambam, Sefer, HaMitzvos. In the 3 chapters a day of Mishnah Torah, we are in Hilchas Kalim, the laws of vessels, although vessels is probably not the most accurate translation in this context of Tumah V'Tara, of ritual impurity. Probably more accurate would be something I've been saying these past few days, which is useful objects. I think useful objects is the best way to translate Kalim. At any rate, if you're studying 3 chapters a day of Mishnah Torah, we're in chapters 18, 19, and 20 of those laws. And as you know, in Sefer HaMitzvos, there are no new mitzvahs to cover that are specifically relevant here, meaning the mitzvahs that apply to this area of Jewish law are mitzvahs that we've already studied. Let me explain it again. I think I've explained it before, but let me explain it again. All the different forms of impurity we've already been through in Sefer Torah. We're getting towards the end, by the way, of this book. Sefer Torah is the book of ritual purity. So all the different forms of impurity we've already studied. In Hilchas Kalim, the laws of useful objects, we're just studying which objects are susceptible to receiving all the aforementioned forms of impurity that we've already studied. Okay, so like this cup. Can this cup receive impurity? What about the table? Can the table receive impurity? What about the pictures on the wall? Can they receive impurity? What about the camera? Can the camera receive impurity? Okay, so that's what kalim are. Kalim are just different objects, and depending on their use, their size, their material, they can or cannot receive ritual impurity. Okay, but there are no new mitzvahs to cover. All right, so we're reviewing a lot of the mitzvahs that we've already studied in this book. Here we go. Today's mitzvah, positive commandment 106. Anyone remember 106? That's right. The ritual impurity of a zava. A zava is a woman who's had an abnormal discharge. This is not like menstruation, which is a perfectly normal biological function. A zava has experienced something which is something of a pathology. I would compare it somewhat to tsaras. Tsaras is a skin condition, not a discharge, but it's similar in that it is considered a pathology, okay? And this is a zava. Now you're going to say, why only a woman? What about a man? Well, if you remember when we studied zava, we also studied the zav. That's another mitzvah, the male. And there are different rules for that. That's why it's a separate mitzvah. At any rate, I don't want to give that away because maybe that's what we're studying on another day. And so let's just keep it to positive commandment 106 today, the ritual impurity of a zava. We'll learn more when we see you in the coming days. We'll see you, God willing, tomorrow.